Let me start this video by saying that the following singles ranking is purely my own opinion and down to my own personal taste. Even songs at the lower end of the list are still ones I enjoy listening to. You'll no doubt have a very different ranking to my own, and I encourage you to leave yours in the comments below. This is just for fun. This song was a big misstep for the group. Released as the lead single to their Finest collection Greatest Hits, it became both their final single as a group and also their lowest charting single, only managing to reach number 38 in the UK. The song was annoyingly repetitive, generic, and from what I've seen, the girls themselves don't particularly rate the song, having seen Frankie on social media just recently giving it the big thumbs down. A disappointing finale for a group who mostly released fantastic singles. I don't really connect with the Saturdays when they perform ballads, and this one just doesn't really do a lot for me. Its number 15 chart placement in the UK suggests that others just weren't really into this song either. I do find the chorus somewhat enjoyable, but the remainder of the track just kind of washes over me really. I never really warmed to this track. There's nothing wrong with it, but it was just somewhat generic and could have been performed by anyone. I find the verses quite dull, and the chorus, although it's a lot more interesting, doesn't quite save the song from just being a bit uneventful for me. The debut single by the Saturdays, it was a great slice of electro pop with a great hook and samples Yazoo's 1982 single Situation. For me personally, it's a little too tame for a lead single by a new girl group when you compare it to something like Overload or Sound of the Underground or other groups from a similar era. I always felt that this song was just less in your face and exciting. It's a decent track, but for me it felt more like an album track or maybe just a final single release. Probably the oddest single the Saturdays released. It feels like it's trying to be quirky like a Girls Aloud song, but it doesn't quite hit the mark. If anything, it probably should have remained an album track. The Desperate Housewives inspired video was also quite questionable. I can understand why this one didn't connect with audiences and only reached number 14 in the UK. However, I do have a soft spot for this one and just how random it was for a single, and I applaud them for trying something different. Their version of the Depeche Mode classic was released for comic relief and saw them storm in at number 2 in the UK. It's actually a pretty decent cover and I always enjoy listening to this one. It's very energetic and it gave the Saturdays their highest charting placing at the time, outpeaking and outselling the original song too. Issues doesn't compete with the best girl ballads out there, like Two Become One, Never Ever, Whole Again, but it is very well written, produced and performed by the ladies. The general public seemed to like it as well, as it managed to peak inside the UK top 5. For me, it's a little too watered down and I don't really seek this one out. It has its moments, but overall I think the Saturdays were just better with up-tempos than ballads. I did laugh when I read that the lyrics to the single version had to be changed, as the line, "Can't decide if I should slap you or kiss you," left many people misunderstanding the word slap as stab. So the lyrics were changed to "Can't decide if I should leave you or kiss you." Forever Is Over is a very different sound for the Saturdays. Co-written by James Bourne of the band Busted, the track was originally intended for Kelly Clarkson, which makes sense considering its pop rock sound. It was also rumoured that Pink was interested to record the song at some point as well. It eventually landed on the laps of the Saturdays, and it's a very interesting song within their discography, and it really doesn't sound like anything else that they had done prior to that point or really after. It was a hit in the UK though, reaching number 2. I do enjoy the track, but I can't help being intrigued as to how Kelly or Pink would have performed it.
I get high when you're making me weak.
Missing You is a mid-tempo electro bop. I could do without some of the auto-tuned vocals, but overall it's a very good single from the ladies. The general public agreed, with the single reaching number 3 in the UK. The video did always look a bit low budget to me though.
I miss hurting you till you cry. I miss watching you as you try not to end up in tears. Oh, it's a love that's in the air.
I feel this might be one of their most underrated singles and most forgotten. The Saturdays and electro pop are a great combination, and the bubblegum chorus here is super catchy. The da-da-da-da-da-da kazoo-like noise is a little bit irritating though. Work was done dirty by only charting at number 22 in the UK. Released as a radio mix, I think it's one of their strongest tracks off their debut album and definitely deserved a top 5 placement in the charts. I think they look like superstars in the music video too. Definitely one of my favourites from the group. Reaching number 9 in the UK seems very low for such a great song. Released as a single mix, the song is a banging electro-pop track that recaptures the highs of previous singles Up and Work from their debut album. Not too sure about the whole superhero theme in the music video though.
And now you want us to end what's taking you this far. Don't tell me that you're done as far as we go. You need to have a sit down with your ego.
Notorious sounds like a beefed up version of Up in terms of its production. It certainly packs a punch musically and is incredibly catchy with a great music video. Definitely up there with some of their best. I love the vocals in the pre-chorus and the instrumental build up to the chorus. It might be one of their catchiest singles.
I'm an outlaw, I'm the big boss, I'm a gangster on the dance floor. Walking on the edge till we're crashing down.
Unacceptable that this song only managed to peak at number 19 in the UK. I absolutely love the sound of this one and the aesthetics of the music video. This is a bit like a sister track to What About Us and All Fired Up, so I'm surprised it didn't chart just as high. It's for sure one of my favourites from the group.
I'm not giving up, no, if you tell me no, I'm not giving up, no, never giving up, not giving up on love. If you tell me no, I'm not giving up, no, if you tell me no, I'm not giving up, no, never giving up, not giving up on love. This can take us anywhere, I don't want protection.
There are 2 versions of Up, the album version and the radio edit, which is far superior. I hadn't really taken notice of the Saturdays until I heard this song and saw the music video for the first time. To me, it's their proper breakout hit and it should have been their debut single. It baffles me that this only peaked at number 5 in the UK, as it feels like a certified number 1.
I'm ready to be in control, and the crowd isn't good enough for me. I know where to find what I want, and I'ma keep on. Whatever the weather, we gon' be better together, so what's up, baby?
Their only UK number 1, which is pretty criminal considering how many great singles the girls released. This is a great track too though, and it was so good to see them finally reach the top of the charts. I think the Sean Paul feature on this works really well, and it doesn't distract from the brilliance of the track. Incredibly catchy and definitely worthy of being a UK number 1.
What'd you say? Na, 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 na. What about us? What about us? We're all animals, we're all animals.
number 3 in the UK, this probably deserved to be a number 1 in an alternative universe. The production is brilliant and there are so many hooks throughout the track, it sticks around in your head way after the song has ended. It's not surprising that this was a Xenomania track, as it could have fitted easily onto the latter Girls Aloud albums for sure. Another amazing music video and absolutely one of my favourites.
Feel so hot, hot, got that fire. We're so close to the edge of desire. Feel so hot, hot, got that fire. 'Cause I am sick of playing games, and I'm not gonna say no names, but you and I know who to blame.
Shockingly low chart placing in the UK for this song, which is one of the Saturday's strongest singles in my opinion. I personally prefer the album version to the single edit, which features Flo Rida. I actually really love the lyrics to this one as well. It's definitely one of the better written singles and it feels like it has a little more depth to it. The production is brilliant and it still sounds epic listening to it today. It's so uplifting and euphoric too.
You keep on missing out the word, so when I speak, listen, 'cause you keep on pushing like I need permission to be heard. I'm gonna lift it higher. I'm gonna lift it higher.
So that's my ranking, and as always it was incredibly hard and probably subject to change depending on my mood at the time. Let me know in the comments below what your ranking would be and what other video rankings you might like to see on the channel in the future. Thanks for watching.